Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Overlord. It is season 3, it is, as it seems, the finale. And, well, you know what to do, as always. If you want to see the reaction, just go down into my descriptions, follow the link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. And once you've done, you're very welcome to come back here and hear me out about this really good episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, let's see. I wrote down a little bit, but in general, that was a good ending. It was a real... I liked the episode. Just starting off with that. We had the fight against... I wanted to say Brain. Against Gazef in the beginning. I'm still a little bit sad about that he chose this way to go out. I do understand his reasons. It's especially because they're kind of explained by Climb and by Brian. The fact that by doing so, those two now know how really strong Lord Heinz is. And they're aware that, you know, that they are not trying anything like a hasty strike or something stupid. It just won't have any chance. It brought out the fact that Lord Heinz considers himself a collector. Some of you mentioned that already in the comments, that he is like collecting special people. That's him. Just his way, which is very fitting. He collected a lot of items as well, which gives him so much of an advantage now, because he has those immensely many and powerful items in the Tomb of Nazarick. Heinz made it pretty clear before he started and accepted the fight what that would mean. That he would kill him totally. There would be no no sparing, no granting of anything afterwards. So it was not in a mean way. It was just that, be aware, Gazef, what it means if you really want to challenge me. It means your end. And Gazef, as I already speculated in the last comments, he was very well aware of the fact that he cannot win that at all. There's no chance he could have won that. Gave us an interesting information about the sword, however, and we got the information that this sword is able, if wielded by a powerful person, to even kill Lord Heinz. That is an interesting thing. Well, now I see two options there, which we shouldn't deny. One option is, it really is as Lord Heinz said. The other option is, he sees there are two other persons nearby, so he might have given incorrect informations to someone in the future when there is like an assassination attempt or an uprising against him. The enemies will try to murder him with this sword, and he is aware of that, and then they will use a weapon which is not efficient. I guess it is a first, and the weapon really has those powers, but I see the second option has small percentages of being true as well, because he's clever enough to do stuff like that. What I really liked about this battle, if you want to call it like that, of this PvP fight, and especially the preparations, is this pure and total respect between the two of them. There is no hatred, there is no deep grooming emotions there. Although, seriously, I would understand if Gazef would have had those. He has just seen so many of his countrymen being slaughtered. And completely, you could say, without sense. There was so much life drained away for the purpose of Heinz and the Tomb of Nazarick. I would have completely understood if Gazef Stronov would have said, would have kind of broken mentally or stuff like that, you know? But he didn't. He was cool, he was calm, he was focused on what he had to do. He planned for the future, as we know by now. He did not plea with Lord Heinz, which I found a bit interesting, but I guess maybe he has already seen through how Eins changed. So he just went with the one way he thought is the best one. He went out as a warrior, which is an important thing, I think, for him as well. Lord Eins, on the other hand, was very respectful himself. He, as he said, I did not dislike you, which is possibly the best thing he can say about a human right now. There are not really many who he likes. He respected him, and he gave him a very, you have to see it, a quick death without any pain, without any worries, by using very powerful magic, so time control magic. I agree with him here. If you are not prepared, if you have no counter spells for something like that, you're doomed. Because the question is if this time a stop spell has like an area effect, or if it is complete for the whole world, that would be immensely powerful. So I guess it is for a specified area. Because the other two, Brian and Climb, were stunned as well. And it looked as though the battlefield in general was in this time stop involved. So I kind of hope there is like a defined area. Everything else would be too powerful. But if you have someone who uses magic like that and you don't have anything against it, I mean, he could have taken a blade there possibly and just slit open his throat as example, stuff like that. So you are lost if someone works with that, and you can't counter it, as we have seen here. I'm pretty sure that even in a normal fight without time magic, there would have been no chance for Gazef Stronov to win this. And he was sure, he was aware of that as well. So much for that. There was a strange magic handbell. I'm not sure what this is about. Maybe we'll see more of it in the future. A little explanation what this is for, because it is very unique. It is not even a normal bell. I would have said, like, why are you carrying a bell around with you, you know? But that one was definitely some kind of magic item, I think. The question is what for? Because as far as I remember, we haven't seen it yet before. Okay. He cast True Death on Gazef Stronov, and when the two guys wanted to carry him away, he stated that a low-level revival, which they have possibly somewhere in the kingdom available, will not revive him. There are two things. One thing here is Gazef himself clearly stated that he doesn't want to be revived. Brain later on clearly stated that he will not care about the wishes of Gazef, which he was referring to many things, but I guess the revival is one of those. So I think they may try to revive him. And the comment, the mentioning of a low-level revival means that there is a high-level version which will work, possibly True Revival. I think 8th, 9th level spell, something like that. And we do know from the last episodes that there is one person in this world who is able to cast high-level healing and resurrection magic. As far as I know, it is one lady from the Dragon Council states. So I guess we are heading for the two, Climb and Brain, maybe just Brain, we will see. Will go for her and ask her support in reviving Gazef Stronov. It would be interesting, it would be nice. Thinking even further, by commenting it is that low level will not work, one might ask if maybe, just maybe, this is somewhere deep in the back a plot of Eins to lure out this healing magic caster to get access on her. But that is a very far-fetched theory. It might be possible, but if so, then he is already planning many steps ahead. That's that. They handed over Erantel. I mean, they really had no choice there. Right now, in this moment, after this battle with what happened, they have to be completely aware that they have nothing that can stop Lord Eins and his 5 beasts, which, by the way, means that they are there permanently, which is horrific. So I was kind of hoping that they were like for, I don't know, an hour or stuff like that, but it seems they are there permanently. So he has those in the backend just in case. So they handed over Irontel. Brain has the blade now, which is a kingdom treasure, so I'm a bit surprised about that. I would have guessed it's handed back to the king, but he has possibly different other problems right now. We have seen that the prince takes over. The king is visibly shaken. I ask myself if the king will stay in power very much longer, or if this is maybe a moment where the prince will take over and the king will, however, leave the scene in a peaceful or in a not so peaceful way. But I guess it is the prince taking over more power now. If that is good, we will see. The princess herself has her very own plans, as we know. She's still playing with her personal toy, Climb, and he still has no idea what's going on. And, well, then we had the takeover of the city. So that was the second part, and that was very interesting. Very nice. I really liked it. I heard the whole thing, how it was designed. It looked very good. The animations were way better than we had in the last 2 episodes, where there were some problems in, as you all know. And as he does so often and as he likes, did a posing entry. So that is something that is very clear. When he marches on or in somewhere, he does it in kind of full force and with a lot of pompous theater. So he wants to be seen, and there's you could say he's an egomaniac there, but I think there's a difference, because in this moment he represents the guild, the Tomb of Nazarick. He represents what all his comrades are standing for, and him now as the one that is left. So he wants the Tomb of Nazarick and now the Sorcerer Kingdom to show what they are. This is a moment where he's not hiding, and that's why he's doing it with so much bravado. So he sent in the elite guards, the one in the golden armor, which we have seen in the battle against the Lizard Man when he appeared later on. And he sends in his Death Knights, a small squad of them, and Albedo, which is nice. Albedo marching in is always a nice thing to see. We had the kid, which was throwing a stone. For a second, because the kid said, "Give me my father back," you know, which was possibly killed at this battlefield. For a second, I asked myself if there would be an option like a mass revival. As far as I know, there is nothing like that in the D&D universe, where this magic is coming from. But if so, that would have been a powerful statement as well, like raising multiple of the fallen ones. But then you would have, there are multiple things that talk against it, you know. But I had this idea of what if he did revive, and I'm not talking about undead, reviving all those 140,000, 150,000 people there, in an instant with one of his magic casters, which he has at hand. But there are multiple things talking against it. The one thing is he is an undead, and all his people are kind of neutral or evil. So it makes no sense for them doing that. The second thing is they are way more useful to him undead. And I'm pretty sure they will use them. All those fallen, they will take the bodies and use these bodies for something. If he would have done that, then this aura of fear might have changed into one of, I don't know, indifference. You can't be sure about him, which is a nice option as well, but I think he's pretty fine with the fear effect he has everywhere now. So Albedo went in and went for the kill of the kid, ignoring the pleas of the mother. I mean, the kid was clearly not staged, but they were aware something like that had to happen very soon. So she's going in completely for the kill. And the thing here is, although most of it later on is acting between her and Momon, which we know is someone else who should be hiding, who should be guarding a vault instead. But we had it in the past already that she does not consider humans to be very necessary. She does not think highly of humans. So even if there wouldn't have been the theater thing later on, which they do, it would have been an option that she would react like that. I was waiting for Lord Ainz to do something there, because that is the one thing which always was made clear, especially by the comments from those who are reading the LN, that although he is incredibly harsh and evil and destructive to opponents of the Tomb of Netherrick, to those who serve under him, who are his subordinates, who are living in his kingdom, he's extremely genuine and protective. So, because an attack on them is considered for him an attack on the Tomb of Netherrick, and on himself, and on the legacy of all his friends. So, thus the city is now a part of his kingdom. This city is safe, and if anyone from outside would attack the city, he would strike back full force. So the question would be if he would have normally ignored this throwing stone. I think so. However, he used it as the option to show Albedo and to stage a theater play, which he prepared. That Momon the Adventurer, which was set up very long ago now and is already a name in the kingdom, is standing in for justice, for the good, you know. He's standing to even battle Lord Ainz and everyone if necessary to defeat the humans in the city. So he's the shining adventurer, the shining hero here, the paladin appearing. The Silver Knight on the white horse. And they staged it a little bit too much, but quite perfectly. That in the end, Lord Momon accepts to be the major of this town, the guard dog, as he says himself, the one that is running the town for Lord Ainz, but therefore the people will be safe because not Lord Ainz decides what is happening to the humans. It is Momon who decides, and he has to bow to Lord Ainz. So he's taking the hit for the people, for the town. And by doing so, he installed a person who is kind of trusted by the people, at least for now. And this person is not even a real person, as we know. So that's an incredibly clever move. And I really like this idea. That was very well done. Sure, you could ask how much of this was planned in the beginning when they set up Momon. I'm pretty sure all the people in the Tomb of Netherrick are thinking it was his plan from the beginning. Because it very often falls into the parts where it's fitting for him. He has a lot of luck when it comes to that. Or to say more, he has subordinates who are very clever at using what he already has planted. So, nicely done. And then in the end he founded the kingdom. So, we have the kingdom of the Sorcerer King now. The Sorcerer Kingdom, that's it. And he stepped into the light, as he states, in the meaning of the Tomb of Netherrick is out in the open now. It was partially before. I guess what happened at this battle will spread like wildfire through all the area, through all the lands around. The Emperor, I don't know. To me, it seemed like he was mentally broken there. He was going crazy. Because he did not expect this number which Ainz killed. And yeah, the question is, where are we heading now? Now there are multiple things I will talk about this season and next season. So this season we have seen not a slight but a clear change from Ainz, from a person who was split between the human that was controlling the character in the past and the undead Overlord, who is not caring about humans and other species. From this mix, who sometimes is good, sometimes is evil on his own regards, to a person who is more neither completely now the Overlord and has lost more neither all of his humanity, who's only focused on creating this kingdom, on creating glory for his past friends. I'm not even sure anymore if he is really trying to find out why he's there. So we will see about that. So this change was going step by step in this season, and it's one that it's, for me, it's tragic because as you all know, I'm a sucker for good guys. I like if the good ones win, if the good in the world is winning. But I see why this is necessary to be shown as well. We have to see the bad side as well, so why not? The series in general is really good. I mean, it's season 3, it is over now, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the parts of the season at the beginning, which I know many did not like so much. The whole story about the Lizard Man, which, at least at the moment, did not seem important in the meaning of building up his kingdom. But for me it was interesting, and it was the first steps of him changing, so I liked it. I liked that very much. There was one of you posted the intro song performed by someone else, with, in English by the way, with subtitles completely. So that was interesting to see that this intro song is, well, completely already telling you how dark and deep this gets. So it's mainly from the perspective of Albedo, I think, but it is about, I don't care about the living, you know? And the question is, with this journey into the darkness, or I wouldn't say into the darkness, into themselves, who they really are, the characters that they are, how will that continue? What is the ultimate goal that he has? He still does not want to rule over rebels, as I mentioned in the past already, but it is very, very clear that he is willing to sacrifice the living if necessary. He will guard his own people for whatever cost. So what can go wrong is that someone will strike against him powerfully, but not strong enough to finish him off, and his retaliation will be disastrous to the world. No question there. For the next season, I'm waiting for more of Brian and possibly Climb. As I said, maybe that they will have like little travel adventure, trying to revive their friend. We will for sure see more of Eins, no question there. We have still the storyline about the village, and I would like it to continue, although right now it does not seem necessary. I mean, the village is in the middle of the kingdom now, of the Sorcerer Kingdom. It is no longer one that is possibly being attacked. It has a huge army of goblins. So normally I would say this storyline is done. It's not necessary anymore. But they build it up so far, so I kind of hope we will see more from them. The question is if these people will consider working closer with Lord Eins. I mean, he and his army. I mean, what I'm talking about is we have a commander / general there who would be possibly good at commanding the army of Lord Eins, because the others who tried until now are not so good at it, as we know. Question is that something you're willing to do and able to do? So next season the kingdom is out, the Sorcerer Kingdom, and I guess it is time for the reactions of others. How will the council states of the dragons react? How will, I think there's some kind of barbarians in there as well, how will they react, and so on and so forth. This is what next season is about, I guess. And will the kingdom of the real-size kingdom hold still, or will there still be some struggle? That's a big question. Well, that's it for now. I like that. As I said, it was a very good episode. It was a good ending to it. It was pretty clear when they showed each of the characters saying one line. It was like, okay, we have our farewell here. We can see each and every one of them one more time. So until the next time when season 4 is popping up, I hope I will see you on the channel nonetheless, because I have some other content. Be welcome to join in, and I will see you. Feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.